This is the complaint you submitted in March against Juliet. Sir, is this about my performance review? I wasn't told this meeting was about a review. I asked you a question, Michael. Did you write this? Sir, a lot of things get written in this office. Memos, incident notes, all sorts of things pass through HR. That's not what I asked you. Sir, whatever is in that file, I trust you've already looked into it properly. I don't think I'm the right person to say anything more about it. I'm not asking you to say anything about the file, Michael. I'm asking you a yes or no question. Did you write this complaint or did you not? Sir, I would rather not answer that, if it's all the same to you. It isn't the same to me. I've had this folder on my desk for 4 months, Michael, and every single person I've called in here has said some version of what you just said. Not yes, not no, I'd rather not. Do you understand what that tells me? Sir, I really can't say. Can't or won't. Michael, look at me. Why are you afraid? I have 2 children in secondary school, sir, and a third starting university in September. Thank you for your time, Michael. That will be all.
Toby, my office, now. You arrived at 9:12 this morning.
Yes, Ma. There was traffic on the Abakpa Road, the usual.
The clocking system doesn't record traffic, Toby. It records 9:12.
I understand, Ma. It won't happen again.
Toby, this is your second lateness this quarter. Company policy allows a formal warning at the second occurrence. But I pulled your full file. Toby, and I noticed something else. 2 informal notes from your line manager about missed deadlines. Notes that never became anything more than notes.
Ma, those were resolved. My supervisor was satisfied with both.
Your supervisor's satisfaction is not what goes into your file, Toby. My assessment is what goes into your file. And right now, my assessment is a second lateness sitting on top of 2 unresolved notes. Do you understand what that adds up to?
Yes, Ma. I understand.
Sign here. And Toby, come in at 8:45 tomorrow. Not 8:59, not 9:12, 8:45. I'll be watching the clocking system myself. Good afternoon, Ma. I came about my leave request. My mother's surgery has been moved up to next Thursday, and I saw the request. Will it be approved, Ma? I need to book the hospital transport in advance. Esther, 3 people in your unit are already on leave this month. If I approve a 4th, who covers the front desk? Ma, I can arrange for Ngozi to cover half the week. She already agreed. I didn't ask you to arrange coverage. That is not your role. It's mine. The request is declined for now. Reapply next month when the schedule is lighter. Ma, please, it's my mother's surgery, not a holiday. I wasn't asking as a favor, and I'm not refusing as a punishment. I'm managing a department. You may go, Esther. Is this the standard of work I'm supposed to expect from this department? Papers on the floor like a marketplace. I'm sorry, Ma, the stack was too heavy. Everyone has heavy stacks, Precious. Not everyone drops them in front of visitors. Do you know Mr. Anyanu from operations is coming through this floor in 10 minutes? Is this what he should see? Sir, the memo's for your signature.
Deborah, how many complainants have come to my office about Juliet this year, roughly?
More than I can count on one hand, sir. But you know most of them come informally. People stop me in the corridor. They don't want it written anywhere.
And when I call them in and ask them directly, they deny everything. Why, Deborah? Why would someone complain to you in a corridor and then deny it to my face?
Because in the corridor, it's just talk. In your office, it's on record. And on record means Juliet finds out eventually. She always does. People are scared, sir.
Scared of what, exactly?
Of losing their jobs. Everyone knows what happened to Chinedu 2 years ago. Before your time running day-to-day HR reviews, he complained. 3 months later, he was let go over a technicality nobody else would have been let go over. Nobody has forgotten that.
So I have a department head everyone is afraid of. A drawer full of complaints nobody will confirm, and no way to prove any of it in a way that would survive a tribunal if she challenged her termination.
That's the situation, sir. I'm sorry I don't have better news.
It isn't your fault, Deborah. I need something else. I need to see it, not be told about it. Hearsay won't remove her. I need the truth in a form nobody can later deny.
And how do you get that, sir, if everyone who works here already knows to be careful around her?
Then I need someone who doesn't know to be careful.
Sir?
Nothing yet, Deborah. Let me think on it. That will be all for now.
Good morning. I'm here to submit my placement letter. I was told to report to Human Resources first. Good morning. Is this your industrial training placement? Yes, from the university. I was posted here for my IT scheme. All right, let me call someone down for you. You're the IT student? Yes, ma. Grace Okafor. Here's my placement letter for approval. Who sent you here? Which lecturer? Which department? The University CWES Coordinator's office, ma. They said Crestline had an opening in the IT unit this cycle. You'll resume Monday. Report to the IT unit on the 3rd floor at 8 a.m. sharp. Don't be late on your first day. It sets a tone. Thank you, ma. I won't be late. Thank you again. So if the print queue is stuck, we clear the spooler folder first before we restart the service?
Exactly. You catch on fast for someone who's only been here 4 days.
I like knowing why something works, not just that it works.
That's a great mindset.
Is Mrs. Nwachuku always like that? People go quiet when she walks past.
You'll understand with time. Just do your work, don't draw her attention, and you'll be fine. That's the general advice around here.
That sounds like advice for surviving a market, not an office.
Some days it feels the same.
Sit. Yes, ma. I approved your placement letter personally. That means whatever your unit head tells you day to day, you understand that you answer to me. Do you understand that? Yes, ma. Good. I have some administrative work, filing, updating the leave tracker, printing memos for distribution. It isn't IT work, but I need extra hands this month, and interns are meant to be flexible. Of course, ma. I can help after my IT tasks are done for the day. No, before. This takes priority. Understood, ma. I'll start this afternoon. Is that the memo I gave you this morning? Yes, ma. I printed the first set at 4, like you asked. The margins are wrong. I want 1 1/4 inches on the left for the hole punch, not 1 inch. Reprint the whole batch. Ma, this is the exact margin from the template you sent me this morning. I can adjust it, but I wanted to mention it in case the template itself needs updating for next time.
Reprint it, Grace. I don't need the template audited. I need the memo correct before tomorrow's unit heads meeting.
Yes, ma. I'll have it ready. Okay, resetting the margins. Starting the batch again. 6:44, still time. Grace, the leave form for the warehouse supervisor is missing from this week's tracker. I asked you to upload every form to the shared drive by Friday. Ma, I uploaded all 12 forms I was given on Friday. I don't recall receiving one for the warehouse supervisor. Then it's been lost, and it was in your hands last, according to the sign-out sheet. Ma, may I show you something? This is the shared drive's upload log. It timestamps every file the moment it's added. My 12 uploads are here, Friday between 3 and 4 p.m. There's no 13th form in the log, from me or anyone else, which would mean it never reached me at all. Find out who had it before you then. I want it resolved by end of days. You sent for me again, ma? Yes, and what do you mean by again? I can send for you as many times as I want in a day. Sorry, ma. Better, I need the visitor sign-in registers reorganized by department before end of day. And I need the memo I gave you yesterday redistributed to all unit heads by hand, not by email. Ma, yesterday you told me the memo should go out by email only, so there'd be a timestamp for compliance. I'm telling you now to deliver it by hand. Are you going to argue with every instruction I give you? No, ma. I'll deliver it by hand. I only wanted to confirm before I did both and confused people with 2 versions. Don't confirm, execute. Yes, ma'am. Grace, I asked for the registers reorganized by department. This is reorganized by date. Ma, you said by department, but the register itself doesn't record department, only name and time. I cross-referenced with the staff list to add department manually. That's why it took longer. It should be attached as the second sheet. You interns think you know everything. Following an instruction exactly as given is not the same as improving on it without being asked. I'm sorry, ma. I should have asked before adding the extra sheet. Exactly. Don't make assumptions. I need these performance appraisal forms completed for 12 staff by tomorrow morning. Interview each of them yourself and record their responses. Ma, is this part of my assigned duties? I don't mind helping, but performance appraisals usually require HR authorization, and I want to make sure I'm not overstepping into something that isn't mine to do. Are you questioning me? No, ma. I'm only asking so I do it correctly and don't cause a problem for you or for me. Let me be clear with you, Grace. I signed your placement letter. I can just as easily end it. You are here because I allowed it. Be careful how you speak to me. I understand, ma. I'll complete the forms.
Deborah, has the IT intern been assigned appraisal work? That isn't standard for a placement student.
I heard something about that, sir. Mrs. Nwachuku has had her doing a number of things outside her unit lately.
Do you think I should intervene?
That's not for me to say, sir. But if I may ask, why haven't you? You've noticed things before you've said anything.
Because the moment I intervene, Juliet adjusts. She's careful, Deborah. She reads a room before she acts in it. If I step in now, she'll simply become more careful around Grace, the way she's careful around everyone once they matter to me. I need her to act the way she acts when she doesn't think anyone senior is paying attention.
And if it goes too far before you step in?
Let's review the Federated Distributors contract.
All right. The terms seem favorable on paper.
Good. Let's make sure there are no hidden liabilities.
Juliet, we have a problem. Federated Distributors' payment went out to the wrong account. The onboarding file HR process for that new vendor has different bank details than the ones the vendor actually submitted.
That file didn't come from me directly. It would have gone through my office for onboarding, yes, but the paperwork itself is handled downstream.
I don't care whose desk it sat on longest, Juliet. Finance is asking me who signed off on this before it reached them, and my name is on the transaction because operations approved the payment based on what HR onboarded. I need an answer before end of day, not a description of your org chart.
I'll find out who handled it. Give me an hour.
You have less than that. Finance is escalating this to the CEO's office if it isn't resolved by 3.
Send Grace to my office, now.
Grace, the vendor file you processed last week has the wrong bank account details attached. Do you understand what that could have cost this company if it had gone through to payment?
Ma, I didn't process a vendor file last week. I only handled the appraisal forms and the visitor registers. Vendor onboarding isn't something I've touched. Your initials are on the file cover sheet. May I see it, Ma? I initial every document I physically hand deliver, per your instruction 2 weeks ago, even documents I haven't prepared myself, so there's a record of who moved it through the office. Here, Ma, this initial is dated the 14th. I was on IT unit duty the entire 14th. Kenneth can confirm we were reconfiguring the third floor network together that whole day. I couldn't have hand delivered anything from HR that day.
Then perhaps you're becoming careless about which documents carry your initials, Grace. If you're initialing things you claim you never touched.
Ma, I don't think I've done anything wrong here. I'm only explaining what the record shows. That's enough.
Grace, you are fired. Effective immediately. Come to my office before the end of the day and collect your termination letter. Do not report tomorrow. You can't fire me. Excuse me? You can't fire me. I am the head of human resources of this company. I hired half the people on this floor. I can fire anyone who works under me, and you, Grace, work under me. You approved my placement letter, Ma. You didn't employ me. My placement is between my university and this company's training scheme. It isn't an employment contract, and it isn't yours to end on your own signature. Leave this building, now. I'd like to call my placement coordinator first, Ma, so this is handled properly. You'll do no such thing on company time. Leave.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm sorry to disturb you. This is Grace, the IT placement student. I don't know if you know who I am.
Grace, what's happened?
Mrs. Nwachuku has just told me I'm fired, sir. In front of the whole floor. She said I should come to her office for a termination letter before the day ends.
Where are you right now?
In the stairwell outside the HR floor, sir.
Is Juliet there with you?
She's back in her office. I can see the door from where I'm standing.
Go back toward her office. Don't leave the building. And Grace, put me on speaker when you're near her, and don't say anything else until I tell you to.
Yes, sir.
I told you to leave the building. Ma, it's the CEO's office. He wants to speak with you.
Juliet.
Good afternoon, sir. I was about to send you a note about this myself. There's been a disciplinary issue with the placement student.
I understand you've dismissed her.
Yes, sir. She's been repeatedly disrespectful and careless with departmental documents. I felt it necessary to act quickly.
Tell Grace not to leave the company. She should stay exactly where she is. Juliet, stay where you are as well. I'm coming down.
Sir, thank you for coming down. As I said on the phone, Grace has been disrespectful and...
You fired her.
Yes, sir. I felt the situation warranted it.
Why? Who gave you the authority to terminate her placement?
Sir, I'm the head of human resources. Disciplinary action falls under my office.
You're the head of human resources. You are not the person who approved her placement contract with the university. That approval, and any decision to end it, sits with the office that signed it, which was mine, delegated to Deborah, who processed it through the training scheme coordinator, not yours.
Sir, with respect, I signed her initial placement letter when she arrived. That's standard practice.
That's an administrative signature confirming she's been received into the building, Juliet. It isn't an employment contract, and it doesn't carry termination authority. You know the difference. You've built your entire department around knowing exactly where those lines sit. I've been hearing complaints about you for 8 months, Juliet. Michael Obi, in March. Esther Choku's leave request, twice. Precious, humiliated on the open floor in front of a visiting client. Others who wouldn't even let their names be written down.
Sir, every one of those was a management decision within my discretion. Lateness policy, leave scheduling, standards on the floor, that is what a head of HR is meant to enforce.
I agree that enforcing standards is your job. What I'm describing isn't standards. It's a pattern. And every time I called someone in to confirm it directly, they denied it to my face.
Because there was nothing to confirm, sir. People exaggerate when they don't like being held accountable.
That's what I assumed you'd say. Which is exactly why I couldn't act on the complaints alone. I needed to know, personally, whether the pattern was real or whether I had 8 months of exaggeration and rumor sitting in a folder.
And what does any of that have to do with Grace?
When Grace's placement request came across my desk 8 weeks ago, I saw something the other complainants didn't have. A person joining this company who had never heard your name before, who had no history with you, no fear built up from watching what happened to Chinedu 2 years ago, and no reason to protect you or flatter you.
You're saying you planted her.
I'm saying I let a normal placement proceed normally, and I chose not to warn her about anything. I never told Grace what I suspected. I never asked her to watch you, report on you, or test you in any way. She came here to learn IT support. Everything she experienced because it actually happened to her, not because I orchestrated it.
Did you know? This whole time, were you sent here to spy on me? No, Ma. I found out what you were like the same way everyone else in this building did, by working under you. Sir, I run a tight department. Every decision I've made has been defensible on paper.
That's precisely the problem, Juliet. Everything you did to Grace was defensible on paper, the same way everything you did to Michael and Esther and Precious was defensible on paper. You are very good at staying inside the boundary of what looks reasonable in a file. What you're not good at is remembering that a file isn't the only thing being recorded. People remember, I needed you to treat someone the way you treat everyone, in front of witnesses who had no reason to shield you. I didn't need Grace to investigate you. I only needed you to be yourself around her, the way you are around everyone else when you think no one senior is watching. And today, in front of David, in front of the open floor, you did exactly that. Esther's mother's surgery, you denied a reasonable leave request over staffing that could have been solved with an afternoon's rearrangement, and you did it in a tone designed to make her feel she had no right to ask twice. And Precious dropped a stack of files and you humiliated her in front of the floor rather than simply telling her to be more careful. Michael flagged a genuine invoicing error, and you threatened his contract to keep him from raising it again. And today, you accuse Grace of a mistake the network logs prove she couldn't have made. And when she was proven right in front of David, you fired her anyway, in public, to save face.
Sir.
I gave you every opportunity, over 8 months, to prove those complaints wrong. Every time I asked, the file went quiet. Today, without knowing it, you proved them right yourself. Effective immediately, your employment with this company is terminated. Deborah will process your final tentlements according to your contract, and she will accompany you to collect personal items from your office, and I'll need your access card and company laptop before you leave the building today.
Sir, 11 years. I built this department from 4 people to 30.
You did. And I would have valued every one of those 11 years, Juliet, if you had built it on something other than fear.
Sir, can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
I still don't understand why you didn't stop her earlier. Esther's leave request, pressures on the floor, you must have known about those before today. You could have called Mrs. Nwachuku in and ended it months ago.
I could have called her in, yes. And she would have given me exactly what she gave me just now. A reasonable-sounding explanation for every single incident, each one defensible on its own. Accusations without a witness willing to stand behind them aren't enough to remove someone who has spent 11 years learning exactly where the lines of defensible conduct sit. I needed the truth, in a form that couldn't be argued away after dud.
And I was that form.
You were an intern who came to learn IT support, Grace. I want to be honest with you about something, because you deserve honesty after today. I never told you what I was watching for. I never asked you to test her. Everything you experienced was real, and it happened because of who Juliet is, not because of anything I engineered you into doing. I only made sure that when it happened, I would finally be standing close enough to see it clearly.
I thought I was just having a difficult placement, sir.
You were. I'm sorry it cost you what it cost you these past weeks. That wasn't fair to you, even if it was necessary for everyone else in this building.
What happens to my placement now, sir?
It continues, properly this time, under the IT unit, where it was meant to be, with no additional duties outside your training scheme unless you choose to take them on. And when your placement ends, if you're interested, There will be a position open in this company worth discussing. Not because of today, because of how you handled it.
Sir, can I say one more thing?
Of course.
Whoever replaces her, I hope you find someone who doesn't need to be tested to prove they're decent.
So do I, Grace. So do I. 8 months of people telling me they were afraid to tell me the truth. And in the end, I needed one person who simply didn't know she was supposed to be.
Thank you so much for your hints.
Of course, Grace. You earned it.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Anytime. Take care.